All right, good morning, everybody. How we doing? Matt Moda here with OddsJam. A little bit of a different background, but still giving out the same picks. And for today, in this video, giving out some player props to lock in for the 1 p.m. betting slate Eastern. So the early slate of NFL football got a ton of player props for you guys to lock in. So let's get into it. The first play that we're going to go ahead and lock in here is this Michael Carter over 18 and a half rushing yards against the Bills. So New York Jets running back, obviously, Michael Carter over 18 and a half rushing yards, minus 110 at BetMGM. So that's the bet. Now we can talk about the math behind it. So number one, we always want to see where these no vig odds are, right? The no vig odds price this at minus 120, about minus 120.8, and we can get it at BetMGM at minus 110. So the gap between those two numbers, that is where the positive expected value comes from. These no vig odds are pulled as a weighted average from the sharpest sports books in the world in terms of pricing odds. So these can almost be viewed as the true line, truly, of what a market should be priced at, right? Like the smartest, the sharpest, the best sports books in the world are saying, hey, this should be priced around minus 121, right? Just below minus 121. BetMGM is giving it to us at minus 110. That is a profitable betting opportunity to take advantage of, which is exactly what we're doing here. So all in all, equates to a profit margin of 4.45%. Michael Carter over 18 and a half rushing yards. But the main reason why I like this one, and it says the odds changed, but the BetMGM line is still the same, so we're good to go here. Look at where every other sportsbook prices it. So we can ignore Prize Picks, although this would be a good 5-pick option on Prize Picks, a 5-entry one, if you are looking for plays for a 5-entry one. But we can ignore them because they have the same odds for every single play, Daily Fantasy Sports Company. But look at the other 3 sports books and where they price it. OddsJam / Pinnacle, same thing, minus 150. DraftKings, minus 135. Caesars, minus 139. All 3 of these sports books are heavily favoring it going over, and BetMGM is giving it to us all the way down at minus 110. So this is a really good opportunity, something really good to take advantage of, which is exactly what we're doing. So this is the first play for this video, Michael Carter over 18 and a half rushing yards. And let me go ahead and give this one a refresh, make sure that I'm working with the most up-to-date lines. The next one that I'm going to lock in here, I believe I've already mentioned this one on a video before, but still going to take advantage of it. Yes, I definitely have, is this Mike White over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So the no vig odds price this one at plus 150. Bet Rivers / Barstool Unibet TwinSpires is offering it at plus 160, making it a profitable bet to take advantage of because the gap between these two numbers, again, the sharpest sports books in the world, the best sports books over the course of time, have this priced at plus 150. We are getting it 10 cents higher at plus 160, which is insane value. So it's a profitable betting opportunity to look to take advantage of. This one, EV percent of just below 4, so 3.92 expected profit from this one, which is still really good. And then again, look at where all these other sports books price it. Pinnacle, plus 135. BetOnline, plus 136. Betfred in DraftKings, plus 130. Caesars, plus 126. And the only sports book that's even kind of close to the Bet Rivers one is PointsBet at plus 145. Still 15 cents lower than Bet Rivers. Still pretty decently lower than the Bet Rivers line. So when you're sports betting, taking advantage of outliers like we've done in the first 2 examples that I've given you here, that is another way to be profitable over the course of time, right? You always want to make sure that when you are positive expected value betting, you're taking advantage of sports books that have mispriced odds, which in this case, it looks like it's Bet Rivers. In this case, it looked like it was BetMGM, right? If every sports book is telling you, hey, we think that this should be priced one way, and we're getting it something different another way on another book, that means that most likely this book has it incorrectly priced, and we should take advantage of it, right? Like if we're seeing odds range all the way from plus 126 to plus 160, one of them has to be incorrect. It doesn't make sense that both of them are correct. And we can use the rest of the markets to say, hey, it looks like Bet Rivers is the incorrect one here. So this is my second betting pick, this Mike White one. Next up, we are looking at Austin Hooper over 2.5 player receptions. So another really good play here. No vig odds that OddsJam calculates has this at about plus 117. We are getting it on PointsBet at plus 125. So in this case, an 8-cent gap between the perfect line, the OddsJam perfect line, and the odds that we are betting it at PointsBet. Profit margin on this one about 3.5%. And look at the rest of the sports books, right? Pinnacle plus 101, Bet Rivers plus 104, Bet Online minus 105. Again, FanDuel is the only one that's kind of close at plus 110, still 15 cents lower, still closer to the Pinnacle line. And then DraftKings at plus 105, Caesars at minus 101, PointsBet all the way up at plus 125. And I saw that the Titans only have 2 active receivers heading into this game. So if one of them gets hurt, you're pretty much toast. So seems like a good opportunity to buy Austin Hooper, and it's a positive EV play, which is obviously the most important thing. So the next one for the 1 p.m. slate is this Jared Goff over 34.5 passing attempts at minus 115 at Betfred. Again, another 7-cent difference between the Novig odds, which have this at minus 122, and the Betfred line, the book that we are betting it at minus 115, equates to a profit margin of just below 3% at 2.84. Another really good play. Look at where the other 3 sports books price it. Minus 147, minus 135, minus 137. All have it 20 to 32 cents higher than the Betfred line. Jared Goff over 34.5 passing attempts. And then the last one that I wanted to lock in here is this, here we go, Elijah Moore under 2.5 receptions. Another play on Betfred that I really like. This is going to be the 5th and final one for today. Minus 136.5, or sorry, minus 135.5, minus 135.6. You can round it up. You can call it whatever you want. Still pretty good price, 5 cents higher than the Betfred line at minus 130. So this a little bit of a smaller profit margin on this one at 1.8%. But even these smaller profit margin ones are still something that I think are worth looking into and making sure that you're getting a good play, which we are on this Betfred one. So the minus 130 odds are obviously a little bit steeper than an ideal bet, but it's all about the odds that we're betting versus the odds of the rest of the market. And look at where the other sports books price it, like Pinnacle and Bet Online, 2 of the sharpest sports books in the world, at minus 154, and then the rest of them, minus 162. Minus 160, minus 157, minus 175. All of them have it priced significantly below the minus 130 at Betfred, which is why this is a good opportunity. So this is my 5th and final player prop for the 1 p.m. slate. If you guys are tailing any and all of these, comment and let me know. Would love to hear it. But that's it. So appreciate everybody watching and have a good one.